Hey guys, it's Barry. Quick little note. Before anybody goes down the comments and starts telling me that there is an echo in this episode, I'm very wary. It was just a newbie's mistake. First podcast, we're fixing it in the next ones. Everything's good. I'm just letting you know I'm aware. Hope it don't bother you too much. Thank you very much and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first episode of WrestleChumps. I am your host, this Barry, here with
Billy Bob Tanley.
Billy Bob Tanley, yeah, absolutely. And of course, he's sluggish as always. Today we are going to be discussing many different topics. I'll just go ahead and say this right now. A lot of you people showing up right now are probably coming from Bubba Dunk Funkin's Reaction Network. I think that's what the channel is we kind of took over here. If that's the case, we just kind of assumed that most of you guys here are wrestling fans, so you won't mind if we sit here right now and do a bunch of wrestling, because that's what we're going to do anyway. So
that channel's being dead. No one's going to get it.
Well, I mean, it's dead, but still, a lot of people are going to be surprised if anybody sees this video and they're like, what in the world? Who is this guy?
About 100 people, maybe.
Well, okay, well, then those 100 people, this is what's going on. I asked Bubba Dunk Funkin for permission. I said, hey, you ain't using that channel. It's dead. You putting all your reactions on your channel now. So are you going to delete that or what? And he was like, ugh! And that was pretty much his words. And so he decided to go ahead, and that was my impression of Bubba Dunk Funkin, by the way. He decided to go ahead and let us use this channel, gracefully donated his channel, to do a wrestling talk show, because you know how much he loves wrestling. Loves wrestling.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on here right now. So yes, I did a poll. Everybody said they wanted me to do wrestling. Billy seems to do a pretty good job talking about wrestling. So we're just going to talk about it together. That's how it is.
I might be a little rusty because I haven't been doing rants in a long time, but yeah.
You're going to be rusty. I've never even done wrestling rants. Like, I went on some streams and did some stuff, but I mean, aside from that, I just got some complaints and crap mainly. But now that we're doing this show, we're actually going to have to start watching wrestling. Keep that in mind.
Well, talk about that wrestling. I'm going to watch it. I don't got no way, but yeah.
You won't find a way. That's what there's things like the WWE Network. So
legal streaming going on.
No, there better not be nothing like that. Don't need to be nothing like that. You need to be paying for it legally, BBT, so that we can watch the wrestling properly.
I have to make some allowance for my mommy, then. I mean, I do work at a beer factory job, but I'll use that money to pay the bill. What the f*** we're going wrestling?
Okay, yeah, here's the thing. We're going to go ahead and get into the topics. I got 5 topics right now. I can't guarantee that we'll do a big bunch of topics every single episode. It really does depend on what's going on. But right now I've got 5 topics. There's so much more stuff to talk about. So much more. But and this is all we can fit into an episode. Say what now?
And delicious treats for everybody to be hungry over.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I can't fit it all in here. I've missed too much crap since AEW started. Holy crap. So here's the first thing I'm talking about right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab up my keyboard here because I've got it specially set up to where I can just push some keys and it'll show my topic. That's what I've done. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the first topic here. Get it ready and going. And you guys will be able to see it right here on the screen every single time I do this. It's going to be pretty easy, honestly. Sorry about that little cut you guys just seen right there. That was me getting my OBS set up there real fast, and I didn't want to throw it in front of everybody's face. So here we go. The topic, pretty simple, is Jon Moxley tells all. And let's go ahead and get into that, because there's plenty of crap to complain about, I'll tell you that right now. It's not just complain. I mean, here's the thing. Before I get into complaining about Jon Moxley and all the stuff he's doing, I'd like to say I'm happy for that business over there. There's some good things going on. They got some good guys going. They got Chris Jericho over there. They got Jon Moxley himself. They had that really good match with Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. There's some good stuff going on. This is not just all complaints. But then there's the dark side. And the interview with Talk is Jericho. What are you going to say there, buddy?
They only have one show, but they didn't do too bad, though. They know they're going to improve. They got to.
Yeah, it was just one show, but it left a big impact. I mean, for their first show, it wasn't just like a mediocre show. Oh, it'll get better in time. It started off with a big slam. I mean, that was a great show. Everybody was like, it was wonderful. So for a first show, it knocked it out of the park.
World.
Yeah.
Shook the wrestling world big time, and all the wrestlers in WWE, they're going crazy right now. All the employees, they're all like tweeting, they're whispering to each other. We got to get the hell out of this damn company.
It was trending all over Twitter. Like, I didn't even look up the wrestling stuff. I just got on Twitter, and there it was. AEW this, AEW that. John Moxley debuts on here. The Cody Rhodes match. I mean, like it was just.
Blow
Yeah, and they had Awesome
Vince,
Kong.
this little bitchy boss. He don't have balls, though.
Yeah, and they had Awesome Kong on there too. I gotta bring that up. And there was a lot of other things, but here's the thing: me personally, I didn't. That's about all I really know. I didn't see all the other matches and stuff. It was mainly those few things in the news that I saw, and I didn't buy the first pay-per-view, shamefully. But I didn't buy the first pay-per-view. It's $50.
Diamond Dallas Page was there too for a minute.
Diamond Dallas Page, that's right. They had him on there too.
Bret Hart introduced their new title.
And it was actually a nice title. The breath of fresh air coming off of that big, ugly, green 24/7 title that Mick Foley introduced in WWE. Breath of fresh air. Because that thing was just a turd.
That thing was embarrassing as shit, man.
So here's the thing. After the show happens and everybody's celebrating, they're all like, oh man, this show was wonderful. And you got people talking about, Cody Rhodes' match. That seemed to be the main thing. Because Jon Moxley was a big spotlight, but the match between Rhodes and Goldust, I'm just going to call him Goldust, match between those two was essentially what stole the show. That was all over the news. That was the main thing. I liked
his interview after that show, what he said about WWE.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Who, Cody Rhodes' interview? Or Dustin Rhodes?
Dustin. He was talking about WWE, or forgot what he said.
Yeah, I saw one interview where they had Mark Henry up there.
What the hell was Mark Henry doing? That makes no sense.
Is he currently employed by WWE, by the way?
I don't even know, man.
I think he is. But anyway, here's the thing. They did a bunch of interviews. They talked about stuff, and Cody Rhodes did. I didn't even mention the whole sledgehammer to the throne thing. So that was some crazy crap. But after it was all said and done, Jon Moxley went on to do a show with Chris Jericho, which was he does a podcast called Talk is Jericho.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah, he does a podcast, and during that podcast, boy, he let it loose, man. He let the whole damn shit can go. That was it.
He did not hesitate. Like, as soon as he got in there, as soon as he was able to talk, he started talking about WWE right away.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think he was trying to maintain some level of respect from the segments I've seen, but it didn't matter. Overall, he tore it apart. Like,
he was depressed to that company, man, for the past 5 or 6 years, I think. I don't know. It's been going on for a long time.
I don't blame him. Did you see there was like a little promo thing he did where it was like he was in prison? Did you see that little promo video? He was like in prison and he was escaping and everything, and he's like, knocking his way through the wall. Metaphor was perfectly, set out right there. It was escaping prison from the WWE, and then we finally get his opinion on what all's going on, and it all makes sense. He goes on to talk about, mainly, the primary thing is Vince McMahon.
He showed up at AEW first before the Chris Jericho podcast.
Yeah, this was after
Showed the world.
Yeah, and the primary thing, he talked about a lot of stuff, but the thing that everybody was hearing was Vince McMahon. That's like the big problem. I don't even know. Did he say he had many problems with anything other than Vince McMahon?
WWE creative and Vince, but it's all coming from Vince.
Well, yeah, the creative writing the scripts, obviously, because we're going to get to that, some of the stuff that they wrote. But he talked about how Vince McMahon was micromanaging. Now, that's not new.
No.
I've heard many stories about him micromanaging. So I wasn't exactly surprised about that.
It just doesn't make any sense. A 73-year-old sitting in a chair micromanaging a company. It makes no sense. He's got a suit on. He should be in his office or something.
He's never going to retire.
And watching the show go, I don't like that. It's not about what you like, but it's about what the fans like.
Yeah, he's never going to retire. Never in his life is he going to retire. But yeah, when Moxley was talking about him, he was talking about how he would go through and tell Moxley. Moxley complied with a lot of this stuff. Like, he complied with the stuff, what was it, where he was telling him to pretty much just be goofy. Be
scripted promos that he did not like, and Vince McMahon loves poop jokes.
Yeah.
Something about a pooper scooper, I don't know.
He was essentially telling Moxley that he knew Moxley better than Moxley knew Moxley, saying, this is your character. This is you. This is the kind of stuff that you do. This is you. And it's like,
he doesn't know a damn thing about Moxley or Dean Ambrose when he was in WWE. He's Dean Ambrose in WWE.
Yeah, he really doesn't know anything about him because he saw this wild, crazy, almost like rebellion type, character, Stone Cold kind of character. And he thought somewhere in the back of his mind that equals being a crazy clown type guy instead of some sort of psychopathic kind of hardcore dude I don't know how he translated that into goofy clown guy. I don't. Yeah, but then again, he kind of does that with everybody. Everybody in his business, he wants them to be a clown. That's essentially how Vince McMahon works. So yeah.
I'm a clown, put on makeup and a red nose because I'm a clown.
That's pretty much what he wanted him to do. I mean, there was a thing where he said he wanted him to he told him to read the promo of he was going to ride a tricycle backwards and eat pizza with a homeless man. Like, that was actually in his promo. That was in his promo. Man. I'm not kidding. Look it up. That's what he wanted him to do in his promo. I don't know if he was in it during his promo. He was supposed to say something like, "I've been riding tricycles backwards and eating pizza with a homeless man." Like, that was in the promo.
Burial right there.
He was going to kill Dean Ambrose.
I think he was going to wear a doctor's mask and he was going to inject with a needle.
He was already doing that. There are actual segments on.
Yeah, I've seen something.
Yeah, where he's actually getting, like, I didn't watch it because who gives a shit? He's giving a shit about WWE in the past. But I seen the stuff on YouTube where he had, like, the big needle and everything. And during the podcast, Jon Moxley went out of his way to say, this is a comedy skit. This is, making fun of him. Vince McMahon was like, "Oh no, it's real. This is the doctor's office." He's like, "What's this big needle?"
This is what makes you. This is good stuff. Funny.
It's not good stuff. It's fucking terrible stuff. This is
trash ass bitch shit.
It really. I can't even go into details. So essentially, that's the smallest things of it all. Honestly, that's the smallest things of it all. So I know you've heard about the comments about the cancer and all that stuff. And I don't want to get too much into that. It's a touchy subject, but.
Well, he said there was a certain thing he wanted to say, and he did not want to say it because it could have got him fired. The blame would have went on him, but it was involving Roman. Yeah,
he already said some things that I thought was also a little too edgy on camera already, but this apparently.
And he said the moment he cut that promo, he's like, "Oh no, what did I just do?"
Yeah. And honestly, I didn't see the promo. I didn't hear anything about the promo. Like I said, I haven't been watching WWE for obvious reasons. Till AEW came in, this show wasn't even going to exist. The show we're doing right now exists because AEW is giving it a run for its money, and I'm actually seeing people have to do something now. They're having to compete
Ambrose or Jon Moxley was going to leave WWE anyway. It wouldn't matter if AEW was around or not. He was getting the hell out of there.
Yep. Man. He was actually going to pretty much retire. If there was no other wrestling company to go to, he was essentially just going to retire. He was willing to cash in. Call it a day. Leave entirely. It ain't like he's seen AEW and was like, "Oh, I want to go to that, so I'm getting out of here." He was just going to leave the business entirely. WWE essentially killed that man's passion and his heart.
And he loved wrestling. That was his first love before he met his wife.
It's CM Punk all over again. That's what CM Punk did.
He's got more traffic than what CM Punk ever did.
Well, I'm talking about why CM Punk left, about them killing his passion and pretty much just turning it into a stupid job and jobbing him out all the time. Things like that.
Hates wrestling so damn bad, he does not even want to talk about, but you never know. He might show up in the next pay-per-view.
I hope he goes to AEW. I hope he takes that breath of fresh air. I hope it works out. But that's the thing. When it comes down to Moxley and all the stuff he said, we're going to go ahead and just say, I don't know what was said. I don't think anybody does know exactly what was said. I've seen rumors. I've seen one rumor that people were saying, "Oh, that's exactly what it is," but it turned out not to be true or something like that. Like that's not actually what was said. And that was pretty much, it was something about, it was a bad joke about Roman Reigns' cancer. We don't know what was said, but Vince McMahon was really, really wanting him to say it. If he had just said, like Moxley was saying, if I had just said okay and he went out there and, done it, what would have happened?
Needs to shit in his diaper and just go away.
Well, I'm pretty sure he is shitting in his diaper, but he hasn't went away yet. He's still shitting in his diaper.
He won't go away, man. Just like Moxley said, he's not, when he goes, he's going to be in a chair.
That's the thing, though. He won't leave work for nothing. If he shits in his diaper, he's going to sit there right at his desk, diaper full of shit. He ain't going to go and change. If there's a show going live, he's going to sit right in his shit. He won't move off that chair. So it really don't matter what happens. It don't matter if a guy's 200 years old. He will sit right there in his pile of old hardened rock solid shit, and he will be permanently attached to that chair until he's dead.
Well, Moxley said what was needed to be said. All the wrestlers were like, they're happy that he came out there and said that because that's what they're all thinking about WWE creative. They don't want to say it though because they might get fired or something.
Yeah, and did you see that where a lot of wrestlers and stuff were, there's speculation that they're trying to get fired now? Like they've been posting things like AEW and then deleting it off Twitter and stuff.
Doing that.
Like they're trying to get fired.
in the doghouse. That's all that's going to get them.
He's not going to let them go. That's right. He's just going to make their life a living hell. That's what he's going to do. They think they're going to get something out. Oh, he'll fire me now. I might get a fine.
AEW and then deletes it real quick, but people screenshot that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually, they want out of there so bad, they're trying to get fired. What is it? Sasha Banks? I almost called her Sausage Banks.
Yeah, she put some kind of cryptic message on her Twitter. I don't remember what it said.
Oh, Sausage Banks.
Sausage Banks.
That's what I almost called her.
She is the cousin of Snoop Dogg, by the way.
Really? I did not know that.
You didn't know that? Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Well, Vince better not be pissing in that pool then.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg appears on there sometimes too.
He'd come in there and kick that 7-year-old man's ass. I don't know. Honestly, Vince is a pretty built guy. Being honest,
Vince is probably really pissed at John Moxley because John Moxley, like, when he said that shit, it got like a storm going all over the world. Yeah,
it really did. It's got everybody. Everybody's pissed off now, and it seems like nowadays it's funny because nobody was mentioning this. I can't believe that nobody was doing this until no offense to Moxley, he's a great guy and everything. I think he's doing some good performances and everything, but.
He's happy right now. You can tell he is having fun. He went to Japan and won a title belt.
Yeah, Japan thing. But why did it take him saying something before people were finally coming on here and telling WWE that they were crap?
Man, pissed off.
I've known, I've not seen proven, but I've known that Vince has been an asshole and a micromanaging dick for years. Like, I've always known he abuses people like that and tries to, do the whole script writing garbage, the creative team garbage. Like, it's factual. If you watch the interview with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stone Cold talks about how the landscape changed. He walked backstage and everybody was holding papers in their hands. So many creative writers back there. And Austin was just like, that's so much different than my time. So it's been known.
People are afraid to speak up because they don't want to piss off the balls. Remember what Vince McMahon said? Well, don't piss the guy off. He had that stupid face, and that makes me mad every
That's
time
the thing. People have always been complaining about WWE. What's his name? Bubba Dunk Funkin'? That's an example of how people have been complaining long before Moxley said anything.
Hey, I've been doing the WWE rants for a long time, too.
Okay, well, this stuff's been going on for years before John Moxley said. But just now, I'm really starting to notice, if you go in their comments, where not WWE's comments, but like things with Twitter and stuff, you see people constantly being like, oh, you're treating people like slaves back there. Like, they're speaking up now. The fans are speaking up now. They're not just getting on the boat now like they used to.
Freak family has been complaining for years that there needs to be an alternative to WWE, but not just that, it needs to be owned by a billionaire. We have said that countless times in our fucking rants, and finally it's here, a billionaire named Shao Kahn and his baby boy, Tony Khan.
I'm going to get more into that, the billionaire stuff. I'm going to get more into that on my last topic of this show, but yeah, I've got a lot to say about that. That whole billionaire stuff, I don't want to ruin it right now, but yeah, I got a lot to say about that because...
There's a lot of stuff John Moxley said at podcast. I couldn't memorize it all, man. It's too much. It's a long-ass thing.
So yeah, I can go on and on about that stuff, but...
He was like getting the press while he was there and having... I don't know, I forgot what the hell he was doing, but he just was not looking forward to going back to work.
Yeah, from what I've heard in that interview, he really seemed like, hell, just what I've seen him saying he was going to retire just to get out of wrestling, it seemed to really be bothering him. Like, it bothered him to his core, to the point where I honestly think like I said, he wouldn't have wanted anything to do with wrestling from that point on, just because...
He turned down a new contract by Vince. He said he didn't even look at it. He just didn't even bother looking at it because he didn't want to get tempted by money.
I don't know what it was, speaking of Moxley, but I forget what event it was. It was some big event with I think it was like a Shield reunion or something like that.
Yeah, that's all they used him for after there was...
They said...
Let's just bring him in for Shield reunion.
I think it was Moxley that said this, but I heard he got paid like the minimum of I think it's like $500. $500?
No,
I'm not kidding.
Way.
Google it, man. I'm pretty sure that's actually what happened. They said he got paid the minimum of like $500 or something.
That's punishment right there for this.
And that was for the Shield reunion. Like, I don't know, like, word for word. Don't quote me on this stuff, but I'm pretty sure it was something around those lines.
I want a cardboard cutout of Vince so bad it just beat the shit out of it. We need to go find one.
You can't have a cardboard cutout of Vince McMahon. We all know you take it back there and hunch on it.
No, I wasn't fucking humping. Damn it, man, I'm going to destroy that damn thing.
Yeah, you break it in half, hunching on it, being like, this is some good shit right here.
I've been making a wrestling match for people to enjoy. Yeah.
you would make you versus the cardboard cutout?
Yeah, I'll make it a match. No holds barred.
Tell you what, buddy, I will go out of my way at some point. I will buy you a cardboard cutout of Vince McMahon if you make that happen. It's got to be a real wrestling match. I don't want any of that crap where you're like throwing shit on your bed and everything. This better be a real wrestling match. I want some freaking clotheslines and suplexes.
Well, I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm not going to jump off the top of the tree.
You need to be a professional wrestler to wrestle
it's going
a
to be
cardboard
Smash
cutout.
Mouth ECW style type of wrestling.
That's not what I was promised. I want what I paid for my tickets for, a wrestling match.
I want a cardboard cutout of Finn Balor, too, because I hate that.
I'll even get you a cardboard cutout of a barbed wire bat, just so that you can beat him with it. Yeah, Vince is just going crazy. His decisions lately. He's
sitting back there, Roman Reigns, sir, we need to do something, Roman Reigns.
Speaking of his decisions.
And at first it was John Cena.
The Saudi Arabia stuff. Them going over there in the first place. Hell, I might as well just go ahead and get on to the next topic since we're going to go ahead and go over there anyway.
You know what happened in Saudi Arabia? Disaster, man.
Okay, let me just. All right.
That was savage.
I've already got the topic up here. Here it is, guys. The second topic. You can see it above my head. It's a WWE topic. I think I actually spelled it wrong. I put the Goldberg versus Undertaker Nightmare match.
Man, the Goldberg.
I can easily go back there and edit it. Hell, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. It's the Goldberg versus Undertaker Nightmare match. I just reversed the words when I was copying and pasting. It's the Goldberg versus Undertaker Nightmare match.
I get pissed off these fucking smarks, man, with they disrespecting these legends, though. Calling them Goldberg and Undertaker. No joke, because of that match.
Let's get into the Goldberg versus Undertaker. Let's get into what happened. I hope you didn't break something there, you dumbass. No. What'd you throw that on?
That was just my notepad thing. It just makes that sound.
All right, yeah. Well, anyway, I thought you cracked something. It's like you cracked some glass. Anyway, let's talk about the Saudi Arabia stuff. First and foremost,
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch the whole thing. I know the news. I've seen highlights. But
yeah,
we're just now getting the show started. Why would we be watching this show? We just now got back into doing wrestling. It's been a long time. I can tell you everything that happened from probably 1998 to 2007. But
God, I'm starting to actually forget things that happened in the past. I had to go.
It's been a while. It's been a while. AEW shaking things up, and now. I mean,
it's new and fresh. That's why we're on here, people. We're going to get caught up in these new stars.
That's what's going on. We got some new things. And I hope it lasts. I hope it does great. Because if not...
Well, TNA is still going, man. They kept saying it's going to eventually go out. No, it's still going. It sucks, but it's still going.
And for anybody out there, please keep in mind that me and BBT we were diehard wrestling fans. Diehard wrestling fans to the core, man. We love that stuff through and through.
I would skip birthday parties and Christmas parties just to watch Monday Night Raw recorded on a shitty VHS tape.
I remember you working at a factory paying for pay-per-view after pay-per-view. You remember that?
Yeah, I started watching
WrestleMania and all them other events, like just constantly pay. And you'd record it every single day on VHS tapes every single day. I remember watching Roddy Piper pull Goldust's pants off when I was younger.
God, I rented that on VHS from the video store.
I remember that.
It was Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, and people said, "Damn, that match has lasted a long time." It was the Iron Man match.
So yeah, we're dedicated people. So please understand that even though we haven't been keeping up with current wrestling, we're coming from a place where we've loved this company, this business, our whole life.
We're not your fancy podcast that you're all used to. It's different. Okay?
We don't need to be fancy. Who gives a shit about no fancy podcast? We're here just to entertain, man. We're here to talk about. So right now we're talking about the Goldberg versus Undertaker, and here's the thing: when it comes down to the Goldberg, he actually knocked himself out in that match, that main event match. There was a lot of matches. I know you're probably wondering, why ain't you talking about everything else? Because from what I've heard, there wasn't hardly shit to talk about.
I heard he hit his head in the locker room before he comes out. Because
he always does that. He comes out with a little bloody mark every single time.
It bled more.
I don't know if he does that because he thinks it's like a respectful thing. I don't know, like he's a throwback to football or something. But somebody just needs to tell him to quit doing that.
The match was going okay until he hit himself.
Well, it wasn't the locker room thing that hurt it. Yeah, it was him doing that thing he does all the time. He charges, dude moves, and he hits the turnbuckle. Well,
yeah, he's done that before.
It's a scripted event. He's not meant to actually run his head into the. Well, he did it again.
Damn.
He did it again, and he's done it before in his career, like you were saying. He's done it before and knocked himself out. I think it's like Kevin Nash or something like that. I forget who.
Remember, these wrestlers were
WCW.
wrestling in high temperature, like over 100 degrees.
100-degree weather, yeah. So
that's probably why they couldn't perform good either.
So he knocks himself out.
50s is not old.
I don't know if that's what actually caused the match to be so garbage. That's what Goldberg says. He says he knocked himself out, and that's what caused the match to be so trash. But from what I have heard, he did a jackhammer, almost flat out killed Undertaker with it.
His head, the way he landed. Oh, shit.
And then Undertaker, this was after, as far as I'm concerned, after he already knocked himself the fuck out, Undertaker plants him on his damn head into the mat.
He got his revenge for that shit.
So if Goldberg actually did knock himself out and then had that happen, man, this was a terrible match. And I get it. Goldberg knocked himself out, but that's on Taker now, okay? Taker's the one that put his head down too low, okay? Because that was all on Taker. I don't see how Goldberg could mess that one up. Maybe I don't know enough about wrestling to speak, but I don't see
how The Undertaker defeated Goldberg with a normal chokeslam. They had to end it early.
Yeah, I heard that it ended early. I heard from one source it went on a little too long, and then I heard from another
source. They're supposed to go 20-something minutes, I heard.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was booked to go really long. It should have been booked. And I'll give credit for that. I think that was Walk Culture Wrestling, by the way, that was telling people.
I don't like Walk Culture that much. I don't watch them, man.
Why not? What's wrong with Walk Culture?
I ain't going to explain. I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, but
Well, I thought they did some pretty good work. I mean, they told the story like it was.
Not everything's bad. They say some things, but they're pretty much big smarks for all the indie guys, pretty much.
I don't know anything about it. I just know that they're kind of a news source. I've watched some things. Now I'm hearing
they're not new to being around.
I guess I've not been in the wrestling community long enough. I just know them. They do a lot of wrestling.
Green Cycle reacts to their videos sometimes. Watch his reaction to Walk Culture. He is pissed every time and saying, I'm sick of seeing this guy. I'm tired of hearing you talk.
Wait, I have not watched a single one of your videos. So
Green Cycle's the one that reacts to Walk Culture videos, and he rages every time at the guy who's...
Well, I thought you guys were all on the same team. But here's the thing.
No, same studio.
When you talk about not caring much for a guy, are you talking about the bald dude with the
that motherfucker.
The head thing?
He pisses me off. He pisses everybody else off.
That's the one I see all the time.
He's smiling
I figured that's what he's talking about.
He knows people hate him. That's why he does it.
I ain't got no problem with him. Personally, they've not done anything that gives me a problem. I've seen Walk Culture. That's how I pretty much keep up with a lot of the news. Like I said, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, so I see things through them.
Watch JD from New York. He tells you how it is. I mean, podcasts are kind of long, but he does pretty good.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say that the people that hate them are wrong. I'm just going to say that personally, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. I haven't seen a problem, so I didn't know. But anyway, I just figured they're a good news source.
Yeah, that'd be something like you naming this show Flips and Kicks and not knowing anything about it. You would have had so much hate.
Speaking of that, I actually... Damn you, BBT, you son of a bitch. I was about to name the damn show Flips, Kicks, and Hicks.
Flips, Kicks, and Hicks.
Because I thought it was a good thing. His audience are coming to my damn...
Don't name it down.
They would come into my damn live stream all the time, and they'll say things like Flips and Kicks when you're on there. I thought it was a compliment. I thought it was something
Flips
good.
and Kicks and Hicks, is that what it's called?
I was going to call the damn show Flips, Kicks, and Hicks before it became WrestleChumps.
No, we don't want to talk about no Flips and Kicks. We're not Flips and Kicks and Hicks.
I thought it was just some saying you made up or something people was really happy with. I think it liked.
We're WrestleChumps, right? Or
It's WrestleChumps. I almost called it WrestleScrubs. But I reconsidered and decided to call it WrestleChumps. I like WrestleChumps. You know, I like the name of it. But anyway, essentially this match, back on topic here, this match, damn you.
It was
but essentially this match. Yeah, it was. I heard it was like one of the worst matches ever.
No disrespect to those guys. They did, they could. But they just went there for that paycheck, a quick fucking buck.
Here's the thing. They're all making excuses. If Vince really did book these guys for 30 minutes, that's on Vince. No offense. Love Undertaker. You know I love Undertaker. Guy's incredible. But here's the thing. He's not a young man. All right.
That disappointing look Undertaker had at the end, man.
I saw that. I saw the damn look. But
I heard Goldberg passed out after that too.
Oh yeah, if he knocked himself out and he was wrestling the whole way through.
After the match ended, he got out and he just fell to the floor, and then they got him back up. But that's not. You missed this part. You don't know about this. I heard they started yelling at each other backstage. It's either Vince, Undertaker, or Undertaker Goldberg got into like a yelling.
What was the yelling match? You're older than me? No, you're older? Like
no,
what?
right, like you f***ed up, man, you or something. I don't know.
They both f***ed up.
No, but because of one f***ed up, the other one's going to f*** up too.
Okay.
In that hot weather.
With that said, if whoever did the botch the second time did it on purpose, because think about it, if Goldberg did the jackhammer first and then Taker botched it, then I'm going to say that Taker's botch was on purpose. I mean, if Taker was mad about the botch after he botched, come on, he must have. It was a revenge tombstone, or vice versa. I don't know who did what move first.
Saying 2 grandpas need to retire and disrespecting legends. Oh, would you like it better if Undertaker and Goldberg start doing flips and kicks in the ring? They probably go. Woo. Actually, I probably would be entertaining because it's not normal.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I would actually be because surprised and entertained.
What's going on?
Undertaker goes in there and does a big old flip. Undertaker does big super kick. I believe Undertaker
shooting
could,
star
honestly.
press from Undertaker.
I don't want to see this. I'm surprised both of them ain't dead as it is from all the stuff I've seen, all the highlights and everything, man. That shit looked career ending. That was some career ending shit.
I felt bad watching. I was like, this is sad. Over a quick buck. Everybody makes these jokes, that sweet salty money. It's blood money. Stuff. I'm thinking,
I don't know why the hell they would go over to Saudi Arabia for an event. What the hell?
Because the WWE signed the 10-year deal and they offered a lot of money with Vince, with the Saudi prince.
What a bunch of bullshit. I heard that, okay, I know for a fact, not that I heard, I know for a fact that, what was it, Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens absolutely did not want to go because things to do with their family and stuff like that. I think it was either religious stuff or something to do with women. I heard they brought 2 women, by the way, and you know how Saudi Arabia is with women. They were trying to make history. Vince McMahon thought he was going to make history and convince them to let women wrestle. Vince, you crazy, man. They ain't going to do that. Saudi Arabia don't want no women in there. They are not a free country, all right? That's not how that works with them. But, you know, I guess Vince thought he's going to make history.
I'd be afraid.
I wouldn't have done it. I would have told Vince McMahon to take that damn paycheck and shove it so far up his ass that he could taste yesterday's breakfast. I would not have went to frickin' Saudi Arabia for nothing in the world. You couldn't pay me an amount of money to go over there. That's like saying, you might die, but you might not. And if you don't, you're going to get some good cash out of it.
Pay good money. I heard the Saudi people like say, bring Yokozuna. And he's been dead. I heard that was one of the things they mentioned. Bring Yokozuna.
What the heck? Yeah, we want Andre the Giant. Get us Andre while you're at. We want Andre versus Yoko. Good job. Real fans there. Real dedicated fans there. So yeah, that happened. And I don't know if it's true. Tell me if you heard the same thing. I heard Vince McMahon was mad at Taker.
That's what I heard. They got into a screaming fight.
I heard Vince McMahon.
And then I heard another story. It was Undertaker and Goldberg. First, it was Undertaker and Vince. I don't think Vince needs to be saying anything bad to the Undertaker. Undertaker don't give a shit.
It's a favor for the company. Taker's not even a full-time guy. He don't work there anymore. You're going to get mad at this guy who does you a favor, Vince McMahon, you dumbass. This is a favor from a guy who's like 9,000 years old. He's literally the dead man at this point, no offense. And he's coming in here and wrestling a damn match at that age. Guy should be retired. And you're mad that he didn't... What, make Goldberg look better? Or Goldberg didn't make him? I don't know what the hell the argument was backstage.
They got paid to show up. They didn't have time to get back in super shape.
They got paid to show up in Saudi Arabia. That's it. That sums it all up right there. End of story. End of damn story.
Goldberg could have died in that match if, he could have just had a heart attack or something in that ring. He's not physically fit to wrestle.
Well, 2 legends go in there and die in Saudi Arabia. Don't even get to die in there on their own soil. Good job, Vince McMahon, you dumbass. Don't do shit like that.
He needs to get in the ring.
He probably would have if he was booked for a match. I believe he would have. Honestly, the guy's an idiot. I believe he loves himself. Guy's a jackass. And I heard it was a bloody match, too. Not just heard, I seen where Goldberg busted his head open. And as far as I'm concerned, that wasn't a blading job. He actually did bust his head open. As far as I'm concerned.
The match was going okay until he did that.
Yeah. So, I mean, he genuinely busted his head open, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and then there's this, I won't mention his name, this asshole making fun of Goldberg. You know who I'm talking about, this Matt Riddle, insulting Goldberg and shit. During the match and stuff, I wrote down a few things he said, though.
Well, I'll have a picture of him up here.
Let's see if I can remember.
I don't know anything about this guy. Who is he? Tell me a little bit about him.
He posted this on his Twitter before the match. It was SmackDown when Goldberg showed up. He said, "I can't wait to watch your match this Friday so I could see how good you are at wrestling." And put them smiley faces. And Goldberg blocked him right after that. Now, during the Saudi Arabia match, he posted this. This was during the match. "Awesome job, bro. You're already bleeding, and the match hasn't even started." That's what he said.
I don't know. He's
attacking Goldberg a lot. He's just some nobody from NXT, and he looks, I don't know, man. I don't want to say he's feminine looking. He looks like a drag queen, kind of, and Smarks jerk off to him.
Wait a minute. Did you say in NXT? So he's a WWE employee.
But he was former UFC guy.
I don't give a shit what he formerly was. You're telling me he's employed by the company he just attacked.
Yeah, and he's barefooted. That makes no sense. Long hair, barefooted guy. Almost completely naked.
Well,
and Smarks burped their worms to that guy.
That's his gimmick. Maybe he's trying to be Tarzan or something.
A lot of Smarks actually liked his tweets too. A lot of Smarks agreeing with him. I think that's disrespectful to Goldberg and Undertaker and stuff, saying old Berg.
Here's the thing. It is on Goldberg, maybe on Taker. I don't know who. It's on somebody that he hit his head and bloodied himself up. Now, I'm not going to say that. If Goldberg went and hurt himself, that's on one of them. I'm going to take it Goldberg. I'm going to assume it's Goldberg. I don't think the way that move works that Undertaker could have messed it up. So I'm going to take it that Goldberg did botch, but he's not a young man anymore. All right?
That Matt Riddle shouldn't be talking. He's just some
nobody. not some asshat in NXT. Don't need to be going there bad mouthing people in his own business. Vince McMahon needs to do something.
He's feminine. Look, he's barefooted, man. What the hell? I get weird. When I see his picture, I cringe.
I'm sure I will see this guy after the show. He's a
long-haired. He almost looks like a woman, sort of. He's barefooted, long legs, and people like this guy because he can do some kicks.
Well, maybe he will get out of NXT and go.
And I heard he challenged Brock Lesnar once too.
What are you gonna do if he goes to AEW?
I don't want to see that in AEW. We already got. There's some things in AEW I don't like either, but I ain't gonna mention that on here.
Well, actually, speaking of AEW and things I don't like, I'm going to go ahead and get into this right
Goldberg drew him tons of ratings and fans, and this Matt Riddle guy did not draw shit. What does he do? What's so special about Matt Riddle? Say you start stirking off good.
Calm down there.
Break something, man.
Calm down there.
I can't break this headset because this side right here is about to fall off.
Yeah, because you can't afford another one. Obviously, you can't even afford a cardboard cutout of Vince McMahon. You don't need to be.
Stop saying it, man. You make it sound like I want to have sex with it or something.
Anyway, no, you'd rather do that with that dude with the shoes that's gone. All right, so here we go.
I'm starting to hate Matt Riddle like I hate Finn Balor. He's becoming the next one.
Our next topic. This is our next topic here because you brought up AEW and how there was things that you disagreed with. Well,
one more thing before you get all the Greens bashed that damn Matt Riddle thing segment, and he's getting a bunch of views and comments on that video. It's gonna go way up.
For anybody watching this, and most people are going to know this because it was a former Bubby Dunk Funk. I almost said Bubby Dunk Chunk. It was a former Bubby Dunk Chunkin channel.
It was a reaction channel that they
tried to say that damn name.
It was called the.
Anybody that don't know, this is Green Psycho 17. I have a picture of him up right here. This is Green Psycho 17. So when he's talking about Green Psycho 17, he's talking about this guy that looks like Green Goblin from Spider-Man. So that's apparently he does wrestling rants and looks like that. I don't know. Apparently, I guess fighting against Spider-Man got old. He decided to get a new career. So
Bubba's more of the crybaby. All right, never mind.
Yeah, and Bubba, for anybody who really don't know on this channel, maybe in the future if somebody goes back and watches his first episode. That's what he looks like.
Maybe should have as a special guest one day. I don't know. That'd be nice.
No, dude's a big crybaby. So anyway, as you can see on these topics right he always cries. I've heard his stuff. He gets on there and he's crying like a little girl. What is going on with Bubba Dunk Funkin'? Or Bubba, I almost called him Bubby Dunk Chunkin'.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're talking.
Matt Riddle. All right, there you go. Ahead.
You can't see this, but I already got the topic listed up on your top, and we're talking about AEW making some worrying decisions. Now, this won't be a long topic, but it is something that I'm a little concerned with. Talking about things that you've seen in AEW you already didn't like.
You must know something I don't know yet.
You might have to Google this for me. I can't pull nothing up right now because the way I'm capturing this on OBS, if I pull something up, it goes over top of my window. Professionals, ladies and gentlemen.
Fucking internet's slow as shit.
Okay, I don't know what the position was.
Well, maybe I might know it. I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know the exact position, what it was called. But Cody Rhodes' wife just recently was
her name Brandy?
I don't know what her name was. It's Rhodes. It's his wife. Was just recently promoted to a high-level position in AEW. TNT or something like that had talked about it or something like that. And that got me a little worried. Just a little bit. It's not... I don't know anything about this girl. I don't know her qualifications. I don't know anything about her, okay? So I'm not saying she isn't qualified to do the job. I'm just saying that it's a little convenient that it's the wife of Cody Rhodes. She should run the women's division. Well, Cody Rhodes got I'm just seeing bad signs, man. Like, already.
And his friends are all in on it, too.
Yeah,
Kenny
already
Omega,
family and everybody's, like, jumping in. So I'm already seeing bad signs. I don't like that he's pushing people that he knows and loves and stuff in the higher positions.
Yeah, his buddies.
And just because you trust somebody right now, like I'd hate to question somebody's marriage, but just because you trust somebody right now don't mean you can trust them forever. Watch who you promote. That's all I can say. I don't know how long these two have been married. I don't know nothing about them. But I am saying that it's not a good sign. I've seen this happen. You remember like Nash and stuff in WCW where they start pushing themselves up. I've seen this happen with many other companies, and that's not a good sign. Rhodes, I don't know how old he is. He looks pretty young.
His dad was involved with WCW.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. But that's the thing. Cody Rhodes is pretty young.
I'm the American Dream now. But
I'm not saying that his wife won't do a good job. I don't know anything about her. I'm just saying that you're telling me there wasn't anybody else qualified for that job. Bullshit. We know why you picked her. Like, it's obvious. And it's one thing. Well, two things. He also did that whole what was it? The whole sledgehammer to the throne. So there's already signs that he's making some, I guess you could say, immature decisions. Going directly to war with a company that's that big. He's already making some immature decisions. But the whole wife thing has me a little worried. It's not enough for me to condemn AEW and say, oh, it's not going to succeed. Please, by the way, forgive my big, stupid wire. But anyway, it's not enough for me to condemn AEW. It's just enough for me to say I'm worried. I'm worried about the direction. That's all I can say. It's a short thing I wanted to bring up. I'm a little concerned about that.
Well, they got another show coming up, All In or All Out. I don't fucking remember what it's called, but it's going to be in Chicago.
I hope it does good. I hope it does good. I hope that even though Cody's making some questionable decisions, that he
might get some CM Punk going there. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people said they didn't expect for sure Moxley to show up, but he did. So I mean, it's possible.
I thought he was going to show up, and he did. Because I saw that package, that trailer.
I had already seen rumors before it ever happened. You know, I had already seen rumors, but you know.
And Moxley went to Japan and won the U.S. title, or whatever the fuck it's called. I wrote it down. I threw the paper.
While we're on the subject of making some questionable decisions, that's something I was really very concerned about. Is what is going on with Moxley winning the championship in New Japan Pro Wrestling? What's going on with that? Man. I mean, I'm glad he's having fun, but isn't he AEW?
Yeah, but they're not got their main show going yet, so he's probably free to do whatever.
Well, sure. I understand going and doing some indie shows, but winning the championship in another company?
Yeah, it's his first goal since living. Okay, that was called the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That is way too long for me to say.
He had a match with this guy named Juice Robinson or something. It was a good match. I watched the highlights. It was brutal.
Well, good old Juice. I'm not here to make fun of somebody's name. Anyway, he won the title. And here's the thing. I just had to hear about it on Twitter. I don't see anything about New Japan Pro Wrestling, so I guess because it's in Japan. But I guess
Yeah,
he just wanted
no, you'll get people, it's the best wrestling company in... How? How's it the best in the world?
I don't know. I think
in Japan it's the best, but here it's different.
I think your audio cut out for just a moment. It might have been my headphones.
I live in America, America.
He don't give a shit. He's going into one of his anger spasm moments.
Now, wrestlers from WWE sometimes show up in Japan. I like me some Japan.
Well, I'm happy for you, BBT. Let me ask you, are you
Especially their women.
Are you getting a little tipsy there, drinking on that bottle during the show? Is that what's happening?
No, I just get mad thinking about these sparks burping the worms and overrating shit that shouldn't be, I don't know. Kenny Omega!
They're all, I mean, I'm not making fun of people. I'm not a big guy. Okay, please keep in mind, I'm not a big guy. I'm around 6'2". I'm not a gigantic guy. Yeah, I'm not a gigantic guy. I'd say I'm big enough if I was to put on a few pounds, I could be a decent-sized wrestler, but I wouldn't consider myself a big,
Don't start on big guys and small guys.
That's what I'm getting on to. But I don't think that there's many big guys in AEW. It's mainly just smaller guys. You know, it's mainly guys probably around my size, if not a little smaller than me. You know?
We need some big guys in wrestling, people, because they look intimidating. They look like they kick your ass, you know?
Well, guys like CM Punk are proof. Guys like Shawn Michaels are proof that...
Yeah, there's a few that's just exceptions.
Yeah, you can be great. I was saying on one of my streams before we started this show that there are 3 basic rules, and one of them being optional, but 3 basic rules. And that is, you've got to have in-ring performance, clearly. You've got to be able to do the job. I'm not saying you got to do flips and you got to do kicks, BBT was saying, but you've also got to be able to get on that microphone. You've got to know mic work. You've got to know how to cut promo.
I can counter their little arguments about, saying, you like the big guys, the big sweaty men. You know what I say about you guys? You like the small sweaty men. So in other
I'm
words,
not here to attack anybody.
For watching wrestling, half-naked men in tights playing in the ring with underwear. Grabbing each other, too. You know they like some of them like this shit.
BBT just don't want to admit that he secretly likes that kind of shit.
No, that's examples. Finn Balor, that Matt Riddle guy. Ooh, God, I hate those two.
Anyway, third thing I think it takes, and this is optional, is if you've got the look. If you've got the look, you've already got a head start. Now, that's not a requirement, but the third thing is that look gets you in the starting gate real easy.
Bret Hart had a cool look, man.
There's guys like Chris Masters that come in. They got the look. They got the look, but they got in the starting gate. You can't say he didn't get in the starting gate, just like I'm saying. That look got him in. It got him in the doors. But
they was trying to make him wrestle tough guys like Shawn Michaels and all this stuff. They were pushing him to be a big star.
Yeah, and then you got guys like Brock Lesnar. He's got two of the things.
People are letting him leave.
He's got 2 of the things. He's got the look.
Yeah. The badassery.
And when he first came in, he had the ability, the in-ring ability. All right, now I know...
You're going to be proud of me. Did you hear about me shooting a Kamehameha from my bottle the other day? It saved my life.
I did not hear anything about you shooting a Kamehameha away from your beer bottle.
I've been telling you I could shoot Kamehameha waves from my bottle, and I proved everybody wrong.
He's talking about Dragon Ball Z.
They saved me from this group of aliens.
He's talking about Dragon Ball Z blast
coming
out of his beer bottle.
There's a spirit living in my bottle. I don't know, his name is Marilyn Mine or some shit, whatever the fuck he said.
BBT, damn it, stay on the frickin' topic. For the love of God, put your damn beer bottle down. Quit getting buzzed.
Talk about my drama. We're sticking to the topics.
We're sticking to the topics. And here's the next topic, by the way. Here's the next topic. The fall of Brock Lesnar. Something I wanted to get into. Brock Lesnar.
He's not falling anytime soon. He gets that money off doing the stage.
I'm not talking about financially. We all know he's doing just fine with that.
We're talking about people wanting him out there.
Yeah, I'm talking about the fact. I think it was 2012, just after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, 2012. He comes out there.
Cena fought The Rock.
John Cena, standing in the ring, everybody chanting Brock Lesnar's name. Everybody waiting in anticipation. Rumor had already happened.
They was chanting Rock, too.
Brock Lesnar shows up, music cuts, that crowd goes wild. It's actually a pretty big pop.
Even the announcer said, holy shit. The announcer said that, except they cut him out.
He comes out there, everybody's chanting, holy shit. There's people in the crowd chanting that, holy shit.
And they're trying to cut it out.
He's just walking around the ring. This guy was doing phenomenal. Comes in there, L5's John Cena, and that led him on to this good little story arc. Seemed good.
It was exciting to see him because he has been gone for years.
It was a big thing, and it lasted for a good little while. Even all the way up to Undertaker, stuff like that, where he was like, he did John Cena.
Brock Lesnar had a match with Cena when he first came back. He destroyed Cena in that match.
Yeah, even though I think Cena won the first match.
No, Brock Lesnar, he beat the shit.
What was the match where John Cena did the Elf U? I'm calling it the Elf U, where he Elf U'd him on the steel steps and then got.
I don't remember, man. I've lost track. They might have had rematches.
I've seen that match. I know Cena beat him at some point. He knocked him out with a chain or something and beat. So I know Cena did. He beat him. It was going to happen at some point. But with that said, everybody cared. They were saying that Brock Lesnar, the term was he was bringing legitimacy back to the WWE. People loved Lesnar, man. And
he brought Paul Heyman back.
I'll admit I was on board, man. Like, I didn't care about WWE, but I would try to watch his matches when I could because it was good stuff, man. He always ended up doing some realistic looking crap. It looked.
When he showed up,
good.
It was special. People paid to see him.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Brock Lesnar was a big deal. He came in there. He was always really fast in the ring. Good move set. Did that L5. He was always doing crazy crap, even like the shooting star press where he ended up injuring himself at WrestleMania 19. Yeah. But the point being, he was always trying to do crazy crap. He was a risk taker. You could tell he cared about his performance at one point in time.
You seen his big moment, right? He defeated The Undertaker's undefeated streak.
Absolutely. And guess what? Before that, well, I don't know I think it might have been after that. I don't know. You tell me. Educate me on this, but
then Goldberg beat him in like 5 seconds.
Well, we're not talking about Goldberg. We're talking about when he made the biggest mistake of all time. He beat Undertaker. Everybody was like, okay, that defines Brock Lesnar as this beast now. Now he's he's an immovable object. But then he did a match that everybody loved, by the way. He did a match where it was him against John Cena, and he did repeated suplexes.
Oh, Suplex City.
One after another. He did. I thought it was pretty cool. At first. And everybody, he said, and I quote, he yelled, I don't even think it was on the microphone. He yelled,
Suplex City.
Suplex City, bitch. That's actually what he yelled. And
that's how he talks.
And next thing you know, people's chanting that thing, Suplex City. In my opinion,
even T-shirts.
When that happened, that killed the wrestling performance of Brock Lesnar. That to me is that's not what killed the character in general. We'll get into that later.
They want to sell that shit. Hashtag Suplex City.
Lesnar learned from that day forward, I can just do nothing but that one move and hardly anything else, and I can be great. People will chant that move. It'll be a thing. Clearly that didn't carry on. But
he knew how to do other things. He punches sometimes.
That was the birth of the death of the wrestling ability of Brock Lesnar, because ever since that happened, I have not seen a match with Lesnar like back in the 2003 days. You remember the matches? Yeah, like I have not seen Lesnar be like that in a long time. I've seen different moves here and there, but I've not seen anything like ever since he got a hold of that damn Suplex City shit. That was it, man. That the story was wrote. And then after that, clearly he started going through, taking championships, not showing up, having this crappy contract.
When he gets in the ring with Paul Heyman to show up, he's just smiling, dancing, thinking, I want to just get out of here, collect my paycheck.
He's kind of always done that to an extent when Paul started talking to him. Like when he first came back, he started.
Everybody caught on this. All he does is bounce around the ring as Paul Heyman cuts a promo for.
But it's what he does.
Pay-per-view sold.
His in-ring character is the same as his real-life character. That's a problem.
And he don't like people.
That's what I'm saying.
He shouldn't like smarks either.
When being a heel carries over into real life, it ain't good no more. Like, that's when it becomes bad. Remember the whole thing about Sergeant Slaughter? I think he burned an American flag or something like that. And people thought it was real at the time. Okay, that's what happens when people think you're real. Well, Lesnar didn't burn an American flag, but he really is the bad guy outside of the ring, and people are catching on. Lesnar's kind of an asshole outside of the ring. Like, I don't know. Maybe he signs autographs. I don't know how he treats fans. I just know that he obviously isn't very passionate about the business.
Well, I think he went to the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, so at least he showed up there.
You think it was because he was a great... I think it's because the guy don't give a shit about nothing but money.
Yeah, money talks.
I'm sure there was a big-ass paycheck for
Saudi Arabia. I heard them and Vince got in arguments a few times. He took the belt and just threw it across the room.
And Vince don't.
And Vince just brings him right back. No, he kisses his ass.
And this is the thing.
Ass crack, Brock.
I heard about. It might have been Moxley that said this. I don't remember who it was, but somebody had talked about the finish of one of the matches or something like that. Oh, I think it was the Money in the Bank finish where Lesnar actually talks to Vince. Like, he listens to Lesnar a lot of times, and when Lesnar says, I think it'd be better if this match is like this, from what I've heard, Lesnar was the one that went in the back. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it's what I've heard now. He went in the back and talked to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon came out of the room or some shit like that and was like, yeah, we're going with Lesnar's finish. Like, that's what I've heard now.
Well, people are pissed at that last thing he did for the Money in the Bank. All these guys wrestling. Lesnar came out and just did like
his opinion matters to Vince more than who the hell is Brock to give this shit
of wrestling. Beat up the referees and Penn got the briefcase, and there you go. He's Money in the Bank, man. Mr. Money in the Bank.
A ladder match should not be between, or should never have a man that size in it. A ladder match is about flips and kicks. All right, I know you said it's a bad term, but it kind of is about flips and kicks. The ladder match is.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston, I was about to say Queenston, because never mind. He's got those Wendy's ponytails going. It's like a girl.
I think we'll start getting these names right when we start watching the show a little more.
I say it's there. Never mind.
But yeah. Anyway, he came out there, and it's a little guy match. Not like I said, I'm not calling people little. I'm not a gigantic guy, but it's a my size, normal people match. It's not a Brock Lesnar 6'4" size guy. I know.
It's about wrestlers. That's their technical work rate. We do flips and kicks. Yeah. That's all that matters. That's smarts.
Why you gotta make noises like that on my podcast? Can't you just tuck that shit in?
I'm just telling you the truth, man.
Sounds like you about to hawk something up right here on this podcast.
For the words, burping the worms, watching My Little Pony.
Sounds like you're burping your words. My God. Calm down, BBT. Damn it. Calm down.
All right.
Let's see here.
I'm about to get up out of this chair and start.
I'm going to go ahead and get on the last topic. There's so much more to talk about, but this is all I'm going to fit into this episode. And that last topic,
you forgot to mention Brock Lesnar's last thing, what he's doing right now, that briefcase. He turned into a boom box.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's called the Beast Box, and he's out there dancing. They made a meme out of that box, him going dancing with that boom Beast Box. Where the fuck? He's smiling and shit.
I'm surprised he's smiling. I guess he's happy with it. Maybe it's because he's trolling the people who don't think.
Yeah, it looks like he's trolling.
I'm taking it. It's a trolling thing. You know what though? Everybody can be mad at Brock. I'm mad at Brock. I'm mad at the decision Vince McMahon's making. But the real winner of all this is still Brock Lesnar. The real winner is still Brock Lesnar. He's coming out with all this money. He don't give a shit. If Vince quit
paying the guy, he'll stay gone. But nope, he just brings back that money. I need you, Brock.
I heard Brock was officially...
I don't have confidence in my own stars.
I heard he was officially retired from UFC now. Brock was. That's what I've heard, that he ain't going back there. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that was only a thing that I read, and it came from TMZ, and I would not trust those guys. But
you need to look
that's what I heard, and I'll just tell you right now, that's probably a shitty news source to cite. So anyway, it's probably wrong, come to think of it. But anyway... all right, we'll get off Brock Lesnar. We're going to get back into talking about some AEW. A little bit more AEW.
AEW? I think we've pretty much covered all there is.
No, there's still some things that I'd like to talk about with AEW. There's still some things.
They only have one pay-per-view, man. You're not keeping up with storylines they do on their little YouTube channel.
No, I'm not. Why would I watch YouTube for...
I don't like their show. All Elite.
Get a show. Get a show. Get your TV. You got your network going on. Set up the times. I will show up. I will watch the show when it's an actual show.
They're doing a little mini series on their YouTube channel. Seeing Cody Rhodes talking on there, and it's just
that's some real indie crap. And
it's that smarky shit.
And I'm doing a YouTube show, by the way. I feel like it's really indie.
Well, they show them at indie shows too. They got to do that because they ain't got a TNT.
I love.
It's featuring the
Doing
Young
YouTube,
Bucks,
but, I mean-
Cody Rhodes, and Kenny Omega.
Well, these guys are on TNT, or about to be. Just wait it out, guys. Just
I
wait
wish
it
I
out.
could just pick up a dildo, for example, and go, "What's Mark's jerking off this shit?" But I don't have one.
BBT, what is up with you on this show making wanking poses? You've done this like 3 or 4 times.
I don't know, man. I can't help it.
Little do you know, off camera, he's got a bunch of cardboard cutouts of Finn Balor and all them other guys
No,
he was talking about.
I said I want one so I can beat
and
the
that
shit out.
feet guy that apparently he likes so much.
That's Matt Riddle. Remember that?
I'm going to
Matt
call him
Riddle.
feet guy.
I
So
fucking hate Matt Riddle.
he really don't like Matt Riddle.
No,
I don't know a damn thing about him.
This is the truth. I didn't like him before he started bashing Goldberg. I looked. I'm thinking, what the hell is that? He wears no shoes. He looks like a walking penis with long hair.
I wish I could search him up, damn it. I can't search him up because I can't pull my damn. I need when I get a second monitor, I'll use that other monitor for all my news sources and everything.
I thought you got that shit figured out.
I didn't have time to get that shit. I decided to go ahead and film this thing here today.
I would try to send you one on here, but I don't know how that works.
And you can't. If I pull it up in front of the program I'm using to capture this interview, it pops up on top of my window.
It wouldn't matter if I send it on this program.
It wouldn't matter. So with that said, I'll get my second monitor set up. Maybe by the next show we get up there and we'll be good. So right now, everybody's already been able to see this topic. It's been up here for a little while. You ain't been able to see it.
How long have we been on here, man?
I have no idea. I can't see.
It's been
I
over
can't
an
see
hour.
shit. So like I said, get that second monitor. We'll be okay. But what I do know,
I covered all my notes, so
I'm talking about right now. Here's my last topic, as everybody can see right above my head. Can AEW beat WWE?
no, they can't. But they can put a big dent with the wrestling fans, because they're all tuning into this new company. It's an alternative. They're all happy about it. They need to improve this a little.
I have seen so many people thinking this is going to be the death of WWE, saying, "Oh, Vince McMahon's scared to death. Vince McMahon's so
his ratings are going down, and
Vince's show ain't doing good, but Vince."
I haven't told you the secret yet. Well, I forgot to tell you
what
Vince plans to do. They've been saying that Vince plans to have a third hour on Raw and make Attitude Era a third hour more edgy. It's going to be third hour edgy content. The Attitude Era.
I thought he was already doing 3 hours. I thought he was doing 3-hour shows.
Yeah, it's already 3 hours, but they're going to make it the Attitude Era, I guess.
So
that's what I heard.
Essentially, just going to do World Wrestling Federation again.
Supposedly, that's his way of trying to get those ratings back up to compete with AEW.
That's what he did when WCW. If that's your solution every single time another company comes up, well, I'll just go.
The Attitude Era ain't going to say you ain't got no stars now.
Then why didn't you just stay that way? If it always works, just stay that way. Never change it. Why even change it?
The Ruthless Aggression Era worked too, ma'am. You remember the Ruthless Aggression? I chose to keep that,
It wasn't my favorite. There was some
Brock Lesnar.
There was some boring crap in there, but it's still, it's better than the current.
Hollywood Rock, Stone Cold. That's Ruthless Aggression right there.
That was early Ruthless Aggression. Early Ruthless Aggression 03. You're talking about 03 when we had
that was
Rock
in its
in there.
prime, man. Brock Lesnar. Here Comes the Pain. You had the NWO in there.
Well, I mean, I did like those. Don't get me wrong, but it was getting
a
little more watered down
of the
over
Ruthless
time.
Aggression, people.
But I loved 03 Rock. That's my, till this very day, hands down, that's my favorite wrestler. Favorite superstar of all time is not just The Rock. It's 03 Rock. It's Hollywood Rock.
Mine's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, mine's 03 Rock, man. Black leather vest. Them shades that he always wore.
I like that. That's my favorite version of The Rock.
Yeah, that's just absolute best wrestler.
Whatever he did.
Rock in general is my favorite wrestler, but Hollywood Rock is top notch, man. Top notch. I miss that. I wish Rock would come back like that again. It's okay to be the bad
best
guy.
hero because he is in Hollywood and he can use it against everybody.
He would be great.
But there's no hero. You know what Vince will do? He'd have Roman try to fight him. And that's not going to work because fans will boo Roman Reigns.
So essentially, what you're saying is going back to topic, you don't think AEW can beat WWE.
No, but they're going to get a lot of fans though.
I don't think they can, but I mean, I could be wrong. But the reason I don't think they can beat them, Vince McMahon has connected with a lot of people. He is known as the wrestling show. A lot of people don't know there's anything, just Vince. They don't know anything else out there. I don't even mention TNA anymore. but they don't care about anything.
Yeah, they're still around.
When you talk about wrestling, it's WWE. That's it.
Yeah.
Fuss McMahon has established a name for himself. People trust him. Companies trust
Everybody
him.
is sick of WWE. The wrestlers in WWE are sick of being there. They want to get the fuck out and go to AEW, an alternative.
It does sound great, but how can you
WWE.
compete with WWE? That's my question. It's become such a tyrant over the course of time.
I think the fans are the ones that want to leave. They're like, well, I'm going to AEW. As soon as it comes out on TNT, I'm forgetting WWE and going to them. Well, they better not disappoint us.
We're proof that AEW did wake some people up a little bit that were from back in the day. Clearly, we're coming from Attitude Era, you know. We haven't cared about this stuff, and I'm starting to rant on it. I don't know how long it'll last. I hope it lasts for a good long while, but we'll see.
They're saying, well, AEW's got guys that do flips and kicks, indie guys. I know that, but I'm always hoping to have some stars, too, in it.
Well, they just started. They've had one show. Give them some time. Give them some time. Now, if within the next year or two, they've still got no megastars. Not saying Moxley isn't a megastar.
They got the money to get these megastars.
But if they still don't in that time, then, yeah, my major concern is going to grow. But this is episode 1. Who knows what we're going to talk about episode 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or however many weeks down the road. You never know. This company might grow. WWE may have to grow to compete. You know what the best part is, though, about AEW? I'll tell you right now, win or lose, and I don't believe it's going to win, but win or lose, it's going to bring out the best in wrestling overall. Because you got to think about it. Competition is good for any business. Without competition...
Chris Jericho's always been saying that. We need competition or whatever.
It needs to happen. It's good for any... So in the end, we're going to win. The fans are going to win as long as AEW keeps its doors open.
Yeah, the fans will make it win, not the company itself, though. Unless, they got to do good, though.
Yeah. Well, the fans can help. Sometimes they get a little aggressive.
And Vince can sit in his chair and go, finger him. So I hate him. I really hate Vince.
Apparently, Vince sits in his chair and fingers himself. So that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah. He's got... Because remember he had the balls of what they call grapefruits? Well, he lost that a long time ago, and his penis. So there you go. That's why the joke is he always likes to play with his pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, that's a thing I guess Vince McMahon's doing. BBT, you got a lot of whacked up shit in your head. I don't know if it's from all the alcohol you've been sitting here consuming.
No, we've been...
or if it's just the years of the poundings from Finn Balor. I'm not quite sure.
Don't you start to say what these fans say, but Billy loves Finn Balor. It makes no sense.
I don't even know who the fuck he is. I just know you always hate him.
He looks like a male stripper. I showed you a picture of him once. He's like, look at my nipples. Just pulls his thing.
Yeah, I see what he looked like. I don't know anything about him, but I see what he looked like.
Matt Riddle's creepier looking. That long hair, he looks like a drag queen.
Matt Riddle, the feet guy.
Barefooted. What the hell? He's in a wrestling ring.
Maybe he still thinks he's in UFC.
You should see his pose he does on a pitch. He's going, when he gets in the ring, it looks so stupid. Like, people like that.
When second episode comes up, I get that second monitor set up. We'll get things a little more professional around here. But this is first episode, and you know what Barry's known for is not being professional. If anybody here has ever seen any of my streams that I do on my channel, which is This Barry, youtube.com/This Barry, then you are going to see for a fact that every single time I come on there live, I am not prepared. Seems to be a trend with me. I jump on when I'm feeling it, and then I realize, shit, I forgot to set something up. So
it's your special edition of flips, kicks, and hicks.
That's not this is WrestleChumps, you son of a bitch. We're not doing flips, kicks, and hicks. Damn it.
I keep saying WrestleChunks. I don't know why.
WrestleChunks.
Special
edition of flips, kicks, and hicks, ladies and gentlemen. Damn it.
Yeah, if you want a special edition of rage and hating flips and kicks and hicks, maybe.
We can't. We're not.
Smarks. The neckbeards love the fucking.
They've already seen the intro at the beginning. It's WrestleChumps.
Oh,
there he goes again. There he
goes.
And he's off.
And Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor.
Well, let's see what comes on here. I would like to do this show every single week. It really does all depend on if there's shit to talk about every single week. So far, there has been. But if it's
You
a
just
really
take
dead
everything
week,
all together.
we're just going to have to talk about something else. There's plenty of other things to talk about. Things from the past, things about the business, things that's
they'll
happened
let
in the
us
past.
know.
Lots of
They'll
stuff.
let us know in the comments. They'll tell us what there is.
Oh,
That's
there's
how I
plenty
get
of stuff.
That's how I get informed.
I know they will, and I don't mean to disregard what the fans are telling me. I'll try my best to listen, but if they're telling me to talk about something like New Japan Pro Wrestling or whatever,
no, we're talking about New Japan. No, we're not talking about New Japan and UFC football.
I'm sure New Japan does some good stuff. I just don't keep up with it. It's not my kind of wrestling. I'm the storyteller kind of wrestler. I like the ones that tell a story in the ring.
Wrestling.
Well, it's not about being American. It's about being on the microphone and talking and being able to have a story. And New Japan seems very, I could be wrong, but
they got good matches.
It seems very storyless. It seems like it's just about the wrestling. I like a combination. I don't know,
Chris Jericho just wrestled again recently. Clown, mate.
I like sports entertainment. All right.
Don't say that. We don't mean it in that way.
I don't mean I like fake. Like really crap, it can't be believed.
We like storylines,
yes,
serious storylines.
I like it to be a show. That's the point. I like it to be. I like feuds to start up. I like it to be a show. I don't like it if people are just wrestling for the shit's sake of I'm wrestling. I like to.
I go to an indie show if I want to see just wrestling with no build.
That's just me, man. I'm not saying my opinion is the end all be all. Everybody's got opinions. I ain't the end all be all. That's just what I like, and that's why I don't really watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll start off doing some storylines or something and change my mind. But as of right now, that's what I've seen with them.
Man, them smarks are everywhere. Them smarks watch New Japan too. Oh, Johnny Okata, he just won the belt.
I don't know. I have no idea who BBT's over here insulting. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, BBT, because I don't know anything about the fan base. So once I've been into this a lot more, like I said, I know a lot about wrestling. I know a lot about the inside business. I do. I've been doing this for years, sitting there, but the current product is still very new to me. Who's backstage?
WWE,
what's going on? I'm just getting into it again. I'm just finding out. Once I get back into this, man, I'll be in tip-top shape. I mean, you remember how I used to be with wrestling back when we was into it. But nowadays, it's kind of
finding somebody you actually like to talk about.
Yeah, well, it's
John Moxley, I guess, Chris Jericho.
Right now,
Vince McMahon being a retard, a big idiot. It's fun to make fun of him.
I'm not doing this because it's fun to make fun of people, BBT. Damn it, son.
He pissed me off too much. I love it because he deserves it.
You have a blast talking about his cornhole is what it is.
What the hell?
You have a blast talking about Vince McMahon's insertion areas. Talking about him
sitting there in the chair fingering himself.
That shit! Talk about Vince McMahon's possibly non-existent genitals.
He has Roman Reigns coming in his room and John Cena, they start going, yeah.
Do you have hidden cameras in this office, BBT?
No, but that's what's going on. Cause Roman Reigns is doing something to Vince that's so good. It feels good that he keeps giving that.
Yeah. Well, you make me scared.
Roman Reigns is shoved down our throats just like John Cena was.
Are you by any chance, are you related to the Bubba Dunk Funkin' guy?
Yeah, he's my nephew. What's that supposed to? I'm his uncle.
I'm not getting any further into that. We're not going into that.
Yeah, I'm related to some freaks, okay?
As far as I'm concerned, Bubba Dunk Funkin' is around your age. You couldn't be his uncle.
I am his uncle, though.
That don't make any sense. We're not getting into this. This is some fucked up shit. I don't know.
I don't know how old Bubba Dunk is. He don't like to go into his age.
Is he like 5, 10?
Maybe in his mind. I don't know. He sure hates WWE.
We're not getting into your shit-ass stories, whatever's going on in your life.
Well, I'm 40 years old, and I was abducted by the aliens 10 years ago. And then again, in 2018, Bubba, I don't know about him. He's a freak. His mom is a freak, and he knows I've been with his mom. I had an affair with his mom once, okay?
You talking about the dude with the plastic face? That's who you had an affair with, his mother?
Yeah, Bubba Dunk Funkin'. There you go.
How do we go from wrestling to this? Okay, so here's the thing, guys. We've clearly reached the end of this show. We've
I
clearly
could be Bubba's Day.
We've clearly reached the end of this show. Everything
Yeah.
he's saying is bullshit. Don't listen to it. It is bullshit. We've reached
Well,
the
maybe you're gonna have to have Bubba on your show one time. He can tell you some crazy shit, man.
It's a wrestling show. We're talking about wrestling. He needs to keep
Yeah,
his
all
family
about
drama
wrestling.
to himself.
Maybe during the end or something like we're doing now.
So here's the thing.
After,
If you've been watching the show, all you people watching right now, then you'll notice right below on the scrolling bar, I've got a little segment right here that says three chosen questions from the comment section are read on every episode. That's right. Once we build up enough people, I'm going to read 3 questions at the end of every episode on this. Maybe BBT will. Depends. We'll randomize it. But we're going to read 3 questions and try to get the best answer we can. So leave your comments, your questions, whatever down below. When we get enough people, we're going to select 3 questions. So I can't guarantee it'll always be your question. It could be, but we'll be choosing 3 questions to answer at the end of the show. And I'll be honest, I got that idea. I don't remember who it was, but I got that idea from another show. So kudos to whoever that show was. I don't remember what show it was. I really don't. Forgot the name. But they did a 3 questions thing. Hell, I think they did like 4 or 5. I don't know. But they did questions. Oh. It's not a rare idea. Okay, I'm not stealing ideas from people. A lot of people do it. They answer questions at the end of the show. So I don't remember exactly which show it was that gave me the idea. But I will at least give kudos that it sparked my mind and said, hey, why don't we do a question segment?
They called him out Cujo the dog.
He's been drinking, ladies and gentlemen. He's been drinking a lot during the show. I told him he could bring his beer on the show, and I made a mistake. I made a very unfortunate...
I told you, man, this bottle say bottle. You need to go back and watch that shit, man.
Very
the spirit, Marilyn mind, spoke to me and gave me the power to shoot beams. Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave your feedback down below. That is the end of the show. Thank you so much. This is This Barry, and that is...
You smash the fucking thumb thing, the bell, yeah. That.
And smash the thumb thing bell. That... I am This Barry.
And I'm Billy Bob Tanley.
And he's Billy Bob Tanley.
Billy Bob Tanley, man. I'm 40 years old. We expect.
Which 40-year-old ain't that old? Anyway, we will see you guys next time.
I'm done about aliens.
Hey, you made it to the end. Here's a cookie and some plugs. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and smack that bell icon with your face. Maybe not do that last part. I don't want to get sued. If you like what you've seen here, maybe consider supporting the show on our Patreon at patreon.com/MightyVMedia. Mighty V makes all kinds of content, like this show, Jeffrey Gaggins, and even some gaming guy called Proto-something. Lots of extras on Patreon, including unfiltered versions of the show, and one tier even has downloadable .waveform podcasts. It's flippin' great! Anyway, thank you for watching, and stick around right here for more WrestleChumps to come. We love you dearly. Thank ye! Oh yeah, don't forget to visit this chump named Billy Bob Tanley. He does some reactions and crap over on his channel. Get over and subscribe to him and give him some love. Bye!